Today, we're making a spatchcock chicken over potatoes and onions in a cast iron pan. Hi, my name's Angela with KamadoCook.com. If you're new here and you want to see more videos like this, hit the subscribe button. If you've been here before, I'm sorry I'm not better looking. Today, we're doing a spatchcock chicken, and we're going to do it on a cast iron skillet over a bed of potatoes and onions. So we've got our fire started. We put our pan on there because we want that cast iron pan to get as hot as the grill. And now what we need to do is spatchcock the chicken. You've seen me do this a million times, but we're going to do it again, and we're going to do it pretty quickly.
Okay, we've got our fire going for our chicken and potatoes in the cast iron skillet. It is very, very cold outside, and the outside temperature will definitely affect your grill. So what I like to do when it's cold is I like to put the accessory rack in and then put my heat deflectors on top of this while it's coming up to temperature. Because what you don't want to do is wait till it's at temperature and then put your heat deflectors on, because that shock, that drastic change from the 30 degrees outside to the hot fire in the grill here, that drastic change over time is why heat deflectors crack. So I like to bring it up as the grill comes up. So I'm going to leave this open, let some more air come through. You see some of this fire has caught, but we'll give it another minute or two. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring the deflectors together. I'm going to close the deflectors, and we're going to put our grates in. And then I'm going to put my cast iron on here to get it nice and warm. We want that warm as well. So we'll go inside. We will prepare our chicken. We have to spatchcock it still, and then we'll close this fire up, and we'll go ahead and let that skillet warm up with the rest of the grill.
So when we spatchcock a chicken, it's a pretty straightforward process. We essentially want to remove this spine, and we want to cut down from the tail to the neck, and then lay this nice and flat. So the first thing you need is a nice pair of really sharp kitchen shears or poultry shears, and then we're just going to come in right on the tail and just work our way up to the neck, just cutting as we go. And this is why sharp scissors are key. So we have half, and now we'll just come right back down the other side and finish. Getting caught up on that skin. There we go. Okay. And now that we've removed the spine, we've opened this up and we're starting to flatten it out. So now what I like to do is just a little cut here on the breastbone, and then we can pull it, and we're done. And you see how flat this lays? The reason we like to do it this way is it cooks evenly. The breast is now the exact same height as the legs and thighs, and now it's going to cook evenly. No part of it's going to cook faster than any other part, and we're all set. So we spatchcock our chicken. Super straightforward, super easy. So here's our tray of cut up potatoes and onions. This is awesome for underneath chicken, and you've seen me do it with turkey as well. It comes out really, really excellent. It absorbs some of the juices, it cooks well, and I just absolutely love doing this. So we have them in this tinfoil container, and we're going to move it from here to the skillet. For now, we're just going to hit it with some olive oil, and I'm going to use some holy cow because it's more peppery, and I like my potatoes to have that more traditional salt pepper flavor as a core, and then obviously the flavor from the chicken will come down as well. So get these mixed up.
The next thing we're going to do here while we're waiting for this to come up to temperature is we're going to put a bed of potatoes and onions in here to cook underneath our chicken. But for now, we're going to put just a few onions and some olive oil in here while it's coming up, so that we have a nice base, and we're going to head and reduce some of these down and get some nice liquid in here, so that when we put everything, it's not just going to char on the outside. So we will come back when we're ready to put the rest of our potatoes in, and then our chicken on top.
Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to season it. Just going to hit it with some olive oil as a binder. Not too much. We're just using this to get our seasoning to stick. We're good. And today I'm seasoning with the gospel. So Meat Church has holy gospel and the gospel. The difference is holy gospel is a combination of the gospel and holy cow. So it's a little more peppery. And this is an all-purpose rub. So this is going to be our main rub here. Get it on there nice and even. All the crevices. And I'm going to do a second pass with Honey Hog. This is their sweeter rub. I love this flavor combination of the sweet and salty. And I think they really come together nicely. And I'm a fan. So we're all set. We're just going to let this really stick to the chicken and leave this here until that pan is ready. So now let's go check on our grill and make sure it's at a stable 350. I like to cook chicken at 350 or higher because that's the way you're going to get crispy skin. You hear about people doing chicken for 4 hours at 220, and it gets a lot of smoke, and I'm sure it has that delicious smoke flavor, and the meat is tender. The problem is the skin is going to be chewy and borderline useless if you cook it at those low temperatures. So I like crispy skin. So I cook mine at 350 or higher, so that skin does crisp up. So we're going to go ahead, we're going to put these potatoes and onions in the cast iron, which should be warmed up, and then we're going to lay that chicken right on top, and then it's going to take about an hour. We'll put our meter probe in, and we'll see how long it takes, and it'll tell us exactly when to pull it, exactly how long to let it rest. But typically, if you don't have a meter probe and you want to do the timing, it's about an hour. So let's go check and get this loaded up. Okay, I don't know if you can hear that beautiful cooking sound coming from these potatoes and onions, but now it's ready to it's time for us to get our chicken on. So we're just gonna grab this, put it right here inside, and then I'm gonna put my meter probe in this breast. Come on, get in there. There we go. And then we also have the Inkbird. So I'm doing a side-by-side comparison. It'll be a separate video for the review, but we're gonna put our Inkbird in here as well and see if we get similar readings and see how they stack up. So now we're just gonna close this and trust the app to tell us when this will be done and how long it'll take. It is going to be about 1 hour, but I'm gonna rely on the probes to keep me honest and let me know when we're all set. All right, we got the alert from the meter saying that this chicken is ready to rest. So let's go ahead and take the Inkbird out and take this off the grill. This is where high heat gloves are incredibly important. There's no way you could grab this with an oven mitt or, your bare hands, obviously. So we still need to let this rest. We're going to take it inside. We'll let it rest. It's still coming up the temperature. So as I've mentioned many times before, the meter probe has you pull your stuff before it's done because it doesn't let you overcook. It tells you, okay, it's going to, another 5 minutes of residual cooking, you'll get 10 more degrees or whatever it is. So we're going to let this rest. We'll take it inside and then we'll cut it open in a bit. All right, so while our chicken is resting, I just wanted to recap what we did. So we spatchcocked our chicken, we cut up potatoes and onions, and we put it in this skillet. So the order of operation here was get our cast iron skillet on the grill as the grill comes up to temperature so that rises and the skillet itself gets nice and hot. Then we went ahead and we put our potatoes and onions in the skillet about 5 minutes before we put our chicken in. And that's because we want to get those potatoes and onions ready to go, and they may take a little bit longer. And then finally, we cooked our chicken to an internal temperature of 165 degrees. It took about an hour and 20 minutes or so. And that's probably because it's sitting on the potatoes and sitting in the skillet, which, keeps some of that heat at bay, where directly on the grates is an hour. So all in all, this is a great cook. You can see and hear, you can't hear it all the way over there, but you can hear the crunchiness on that skin. So this came out really well. It still has to rest for a few more minutes, and then we're gonna cut and eat. If you have any questions, let me know. Go to kamadocook.com, check out other recipes, and there's a live chat function. So if you wanna chat and you have questions, check it out, ask us. We'll be happy to answer on the fly 24/7. So I'll see you soon. Check out my videos, and thanks for the watch.